G'day, mate. Welcome back to Factorio with me, Jetty. It's episode 54 and a half, which means another recap episode. So we're going to try and cover very, very quickly what happened this week. Now, first thing you might notice is everything in this area is damaged because we've finally unlocked and built these seismic blast towers, which one just went off. And as you can see, has just massacred everything in the area. Yes, that is a very, very big biter. That's a category 6 biter, which is dead promptly. But yeah, very, very large biters. So, yeah, we finally unlocked the seismic blast towers, which do a very, very good job of just damaging everything in the base. They also kill worms, but yeah, they're going to be fairly expensive on the old repair pack front. You've been warned. You've been warned. Good news is if you put these things down everywhere, you'll no longer have problems with worms. I do have a whole army of worms coming into this corner because they really, really like this corner. So I actually have a seismic tower there, a seismic tower there, and a seismic tower there to hopefully keep them at bay. Breach, ghost. Okay, where's the breach? Here. Breaching. Worm blasted. So worm blasted is one of these guys went off. I've got the debug menu on at the moment because we're having problems earlier in the week with them not working. I have no idea. Oh, there it was. So that's where our breach was, and it turns out that the mod author, Wadzu, I think is the pronunciation. I'm not looking at his name at the moment, which is probably a bad time to try and pronounce it. But he actually updated the mod, so now it replaces the ghost. It's not guaranteed that replacing the ghost doesn't work 100%, but it's way better than it was before. So now it means when they breach, hopefully the ghosts get replaced. Again, like I said, not a guaranteed thing, but way better than it was. There's a... no? Okay. Yeah, that's going to be really expensive on the repair pack front. There's still a lot of worms coming into this corner. They follow the pollution, and this lakes is like a really good entry point, it seems. Oh, well, no. There we go. Another seismic blast tower went off. Poor trees. We might save the trees. Yep, trees have been saved. Okay, so we got seismic blast towers up and running. On top of that, we happened to run out of power. Basically, our burner process, well, our biter corpse processing facility processed everything, which promptly meant that we were not bringing in bones and turning them into charcoal anymore, which meant we ran out of power, which led to a couple of last-minute decisions. One was to tap this coal and wrap it all the way around the top of the map and feed it into these steam engines as a backup. At the same time, I took my horrible thing down here, because it's not neat, it's not pretty, it doesn't, it sort of works, it's pretty horrible actually. Took this and then basically upgraded the belts and kept upgrading them until I could get a decent belt throughput through, and we're now bringing a green belt of mostly coal. We've got some burnables now because the biters are attacking again, but yeah, a belt in here to try and keep these power plants alive. It looks like they're all running again, which is a great thing, but for a long time there, they were not running and bad things were happening, which led us to our first nuclear plant. Yep, we've swapped over to nuclear. We're going to start running nuclear. We're still going to have a lot of places to burn corpses, but I'm pretty sure we won't run out of places to burn corpses. So yeah, that was the big changes. On top of that, like I said, we moved the north wall forward, and the main reason I want to do this is I want to set up a couple of trains. One, I want to start playing with the combat abilities of trains. Let's get rid of that train track, doesn't need to be there. Nope, trains are going to be down here. So, trains. We have a Battle Locomotive Mark II, which has an equipment grid, but I've loaded it with lasers, okay? So lasers are really, really good at killing everything except the biters that are immune to lasers. For those, we worked out we need something that shoots non-laser damage. So like rockets would be great, gun turrets would be great, cannon shells would even be better. The catch is we've got two different combat train mods installed. One is the battle locomotives and the other one is the armored locomotives. The battle locomotives are cheaper to make with a larger equipment grid size, but they don't take anything except lasers. And the armored locomotives take everything, but they have a way smaller equipment grid size, and are actually more expensive to make. So, wow, that's a sound. That was a sound of one of those blast towers going off. I'm so standing over here waiting for the next time it goes off. So yeah, we played with these. The conclusion that I've come to is we're going to end up running armored locomotives with a smaller equipment grid size. And they're going to have not lasers in them. I have no idea which one went off, but that was definitely an impressive sound. And then we're going to be running battle wagons with lasers in them. Okay, so we're going to have lasers in the wagons to hopefully kill off any biters, and then we're going to have the locomotives to have tank shells or something to kill off biters that are immune to lasers. Yeah, that's the plan. So that's the plan when it comes to the trains. We did set up, I did want to set up, yeah, that is still an impressive sound. Hats off to mod author. So yeah, I did want to start playing with these. On top of these, I want to have two trains. I want to have one train, which is this first one, that should be able to get out there and build the wall in a hurry. Bring out the cool components we need, so we should be able to slap together a wall fairly quickly. The other train I have here is a resupply train. So this is just bringing literally a little bit of everything, and whatever we're not using, we're filling up with artillery shells, because why not? A little bit of everything just to... You don't have flamethrowers. Why don't you have flamethrowers? You should have flamethrowers. Oh, because you had the wrong thing in the inserter arm. Bad inserter. There you go. So yeah, it's just bringing a little bit of everything just to repair the walls. On top of that, it's actually bringing in the crude oil. So we're making sure that the oil for this is separate from the oil from everything else. So, and also the wall, you might notice, just features lasers and flamers. And we're hoping that's enough to keep the biters at bay. So far, it seems to be working well. Oh, the other thing is we have a goop collection belt, which is still a belt. I haven't got a goop collection train. That's probably a future update. But yeah, as you can see, like, we're going through repair packs like you wouldn't believe, and spare parts and artillery shells. It's pretty full on for our new wall. I am hoping next week to extend this wall out, and then I think we're done on standalone like wall expansions. This should give us enough room to build hopefully anything we want. In saying that, I know it's Factorio, and I know as soon as you say I'm good for area, you end up needing more. But we do have all this lake here, which I might just landfill straight across, which should give us more room to do things and stuff. Although we are going to want more uranium fairly shortly. Because it turns out this base eats uranium with uranium walls, which are being held up by the lack of concrete. You're not meant to have coal on that belt. Cool. Something else for JD to fix. How the hell did coal end up on that belt? It's coming... I don't know. Like, you follow things back so far, and then you just say, like, there's no more coal. Magically, it got fixed. I don't know. Oh, it must have been a biter corpse. A single biter corpse. Where's our steel plant? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Problems for JD to fix. Yeah, I can now see it on the mini-map. Okay. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, we got these two set up. We got a new front wall in. We're going to build a new wall down there. On top of that, we actually... Of all the things we ran out of this week, we ran out of oil, which is like really bad when half your base relies on flamethrowers. So we did the logical thing that you do when you run out of oil, you add speed modules. Speed modules is always the first answer. We upgraded this whole area to basically filled it full of speed module 2s, some beacons, some more speed modules, which fixed our oil problem, but didn't fix our oil processing problem. So we have had unlocked for a little while now Refinery Mark II and Chem Plant Mark II, which was obviously the next answer. So we've just done a little bit of aerial automation over here to start making the Mark II variants, which are now all green. So we've just upgraded all the oil refineries to a Mark II, all the chem plants to Mark II, our sulfur plants and our explosive plants of all things to Mark II, which has definitely fixed all our oil problems. Plastic's now running at full speed, even though it hasn't been upgraded to Mark II. We don't actually need Mark II chem plants yet. Probably will in the future, but not just at the moment. So yeah, we started playing with the Factorio Extended. Acid we actually had to upgrade before we upgraded plastic, which is weird. So yeah, we've started playing with Factorio Extended. We've got some of the Mark II pipes, the Mark II underground pipes, which just let the pipes travel further, it seems. They don't actually have a higher throughput, so I don't know if we need Mark II pipes. That's a lot of die commands. I wonder if that's the worms dying or me dying. But yeah, Worm Breach is definitely doing wonders. Obviously, I need to put some seismic towers down this side of the wall now, because that's a lot of flashy, repairy. But yeah, as you can see, it is replacing ghosts. So, it's been an interesting update. Interesting week. Poor robots. There's a blank area with no roboport. So, the replacing the ghosts is not perfect, and the mod author is perfectly honest with that, and I would definitely agree. It's not perfect, but it's better than it was. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this week. It's been sort of a crazy week. Between combat, running out of fuel, which is really bad. Hang on, let's slow the game right the way down. That's a behemoth. That's a category 5 spitter. Which has, come on, if I can put my mouse over one, 3,000 hit points compared to 1,500 for a behemoth. So that's the category 5, and we're up to category 6 now. There's only a 2% chance of one evolving, but they're scary. They're really scary, and you don't realize it until you can actually slow the game down enough that you can get your mouse over one. But each time they go up from a behemoth to a level 4 to a level 5 to level 6, their resistances double, their damage doubles, and their hit points double. Damage, resistances, hit points. Yeah. So they become very, very, very scary. Very, very, very quickly. So yeah, those blasting towers are doing a great job of costing me a fortune. But that's a lot of worms coming down this way. Yeah, anyway, like I said, that's where we're going to leave this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying this series of Bite Hell. We are going to play with Factorio Extended more as the series progresses. That ding-ding sound will probably never go away in this series. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know whether we're going to keep playing with the biters and work our way through Factorio Extended a little bit, or whether we're going to get far enough into Factorio Extended, I actually just turn off the biters. We'll start a new series on the same map, just doing Factorio Extended. I don't know. It's something I experimented with when I did my 17 tutorial series. We played so far through it, and then basically I used the new game plus to carry over my tech, carry over some starting stuff, and we had a new map, and we sort of started at end game, at start game, with basically whatever I could fit in my inventory and a full research, tech tree, which was handy because we just blew through the early game quickly. And then we got into building MegaBases. I don't know. Thoughts, decisions, all that sort of stuff will probably come later. Either way, I hope you guys are enjoying the series. It is definitely fun to play under the pressure of biters. Even really annoying worms that blow holes in your wall, and your only defense is to use your own buildings to blow holes in your own walls, I guess. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. All right. Bye.